Hello, hello, hello. Good evening, everybody. I hope you are doing well. Welcome to the trade recap. Let's get started here. Hello, hello, hello. Good evening, everybody. I hope you are doing well. Welcome to the trade recap. Alrighty. Okay, let's get started. I'll share my screen right away, and then we could get started. Let me just get this. Just get this to work here. Share my screen right away, and then we could get started. Awesome. Let's get this to go here. All right. So my trade plan. Good evening. Welcome to the trade recap for August 25th. I hope you guys are all doing well, and I hope you guys all had a good trading day today. So today in the live day trading room, one of the main stocks that we traded was Tesla. And last night, if you joined the weekly strategy session on Sunday, I I mentioned that Tesla was one of the stocks that I was looking at for this week, and that's going to be one of my main watch. The reason is that I was expecting Tesla to start breaking out today after the big move we had on Friday. And in the strategy session, I mentioned that this is when you have this here on on Friday, we had this big bullish engulfing candle. And for everybody that has taken our course, you remember that I mentioned that anytime you have this type of bullish engulfing candle, because they are, not all bullish engulfing candles are the same, right? There are certain bullish engulfing candles that are are like, are more superior than the other, right? And one of these bullish engulfing candles is called the clearing bullish engulfing candle. So what does that mean? What does a clearing bullish engulfing candle mean? Is a bullish engulfing candle that engulfs at least 5 candles before it, 5 candles preceding it, right? So here, if you look at this candle here, this one on Friday, that engulfed uh candle number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah. So it engulfs more than 5, right? So anything that engulfs 5 or more is considered as a bullish engulfing candle. And it's a candle that gives you 90% follow through rate, meaning that the next candle that you're going to get is going to be to the upside, right? That's basically what that means. That anytime you have a candle like that, that means that the next candle that is going to come, you're going to get more green candles to the upside. Meaning that if you 9 out of 10 times, that's going to happen. And that's exactly what we got here today. So today we got a green candle to the upside, confirming the clearing bullish engulfing candle setup. Okay. Apart from that, if you go to the weekly time frame, we can clearly see here. So we have these trend lines, right? So if you look at this day here, this is December 20th, December 20th, 2024. That was the highs. That's when we got the highs for Tesla. That was at $487. So if you look at this here, that's $487. That's after the Trump election and the big rally during that time. Tesla rose all the way to 487, which was a new all-time highs for Tesla, right? Because Tesla has never gotten to that level before, right? So it made what is called a new all-time highs. So from that time to where we are at now, Tesla has just declined, right? It has declined in price. And so far, if you look at this on the weekly time frame, this has consolidated for 3 months, right? It has consolidated for 12 weeks. If you count this 1, 2, 3, 4, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, right? For 12 weeks. We are not including this week because this week is not done yet. It's just today's candle. Okay. So if you have these long consolidation periods, it usually leads to an explosive move to the upside or to the downside, depending on where price wants to go. But in this case, it's showing that price wants to head north. Price wants to head to the upside. Okay. So if you look at this, you see that this is the weekly candle. We got a breakout of the first weekly candle here, weekly trend line here on Friday. Okay. So price was trading in between the two trend lines. And today we broke out of the second trend line, which is also a weekly trend line. So anytime you break a critical weekly resistance level, and this trend lines act as resistance, right? So this was a zone, right? This zone. So the the area between these two trend line is regarded as a zone, right? So we can regard it as a supply zone. Okay. So now that we've broken out of this zone of trend lines or supply zone, it will lead to, if price continues going up, it will lead to what is called a weekly squeeze, right? So break of a key resistance level at the weekly level leads to a weekly squeeze. So today, the game plan was that I told members we were looking for Tesla to come to, if Tesla could come to this level for 348.98, that would be fantastic, right? Because that's close to 250, right? 350. And that's where we were looking to get price to come to, right? But here, price came here and it stalled out, meaning that the sellers who were here are still here, right? They are still holding this. So tomorrow, we need to get Tesla to gap up above this level and hold it, right? Hold this level here, this 348 level, which is a weekly level. It needs to gap up above it and hold it. If it can break and retest it and hold above it, then Tesla has a shot to come to 356.18, right? Then from there, it's going to aim to get to 368. Okay. So my prediction for Tesla from now to the time that they cut interest rate or to the end of the cut interest rate on September 17th, I believe that Tesla, if the market is strong and shows signs of strength, I believe Tesla is going to get to 400, right? 400, my ultimate target for this Tesla move is 400 or $400. If it gets there, that'll be nice. That'll be magnificent for it to go there. Okay. All right. So let's go now that we have the background. Let's go to how we traded Tesla today. So Tesla today, this was the levels, and this was pre-market low, right? So at the open, I told members that we are going to be watching this pre-market low level very closely. Okay. So at the open, we saw Tesla. Tesla likes to do this. That's typical behavior of Tesla, right? So what it does is that you have to wait. If you're trading Tesla, you always want to wait for the first 5 minutes candle to close. Like you don't want to be entering Tesla trades right at the gates because you might get disappointed. Okay. So waited for the first 5 minutes candle to close, and then we saw that this candle was forming and it showed that this was going up, but then it lost him. I believe the same time too was Spy selling at that same time? I think SPY was like choppy or so, right? But for some reason, Tesla lost steam and it came and broke below the pre-market low. So initially, the first trade that I took did not necessarily work out because we came and we broke pre-market low, which was my stop loss. And I said, okay, no, I'm going to exit for now and wait and see what happens, right? So what I did was that I wanted a confirmation. So this bottoming tail candle, we got this bottoming tail candle, waited for the next candle here, and then I took the next trade. Once we gapped up above the moving averages, I figured, okay, now is a safe time to enter the trade, and we put my stop loss somewhere here at pre-market low. Just give it this room so that if it comes back again and breaks this area, at least to this area here, this is the low of the day, then obviously it means that it's weak. I have to come out, right? Then we went into an area of consolidation, which is normal because we have this move here. This was it's called a classic bull flag, right? So we got this classic bull flag, and then price rallied from there. Okay. So once this crossed this area, I told members I'm taking the Tesla 350 calls expiring on Friday because my main target for the day was for Tesla to come here. And I even told members that, you know what, like, don't worry about it. You know what, take the trade, know where your stop loss is, set alerts on your phone or your TC2000 and leave it and allow it to run. As long as you know where your stop loss is, you know how you track your stop loss, you can have a trailing stop and allow it to play out because this took a while, right? So if you look at this is 11:30 a.m. like Eastern, right? That was when they started breaking out of the bull flag. So if you have been watching this, you're going to be watching this for a long time. Okay. So the best way to do this type of things is that you can set an alert on your phone using Yahoo Finance, or you can use your TC2000. You set the alert and leave it. Once it gets your profit target, you can log into your broker and then sell. Right. So what I did was that I took the trade. I didn't sell anything. I just left it, and then I set an alert for specific target. So one of the first places where I wanted this to come to was at least to come here. This was 345 area. And then the next target was to come to this area, 348.90. So this was my ultimate target for this trade, right? So I set the alert, left it out, and then the alert triggered. I came in and I sold I took my first profit here at this area, this 346, 345, this area here. I took my first profit here. And then I left some runners to target this area, which was my ultimate target, which was this weekly level. Because price had come there in the past and retraced, right? As we saw in the earlier recap of the weekly chart. So I took my final profit here. So this contract, at when the time I bought this contract, the contract was trading at $3.75. When I took profit here, the first profit was 60% here. And then the last one at this point here, when it hits, we finally broke above this, or the total profit was 93%. So it came to about $3.75, right? So overall, this trade netted 93% return in just one day of trading, right? So the lesson here for today is that you have to be patient sometimes with selling trades. It's not all trades that is going to take off within the first hour. Sometimes, like we specialize in trading the first hour, but sometimes there are certain trades that might not work out in the first hour. And today the general market was choppy, like the SPY and QQQ were like, it was really, really choppy. Like it's crazy. Like it was really, really choppy. So I told members, hey, listen, set your alerts and then allow the thing to play out. Because if you are there watching, like watching this chop, you are going to be tempted to sell. And then the moment you sell, the stock is going to move in your favor, and then you're going to miss out on this big move, right? And this worked out nicely. So the take-home message for today's recap is that you have to be patient, patient pace, and you have to stick to your game plan, win, loss, or draw. So here, um, when we took the first trade here, it did not work out. So I took a small loss. It's what it is. It's part of trading, but you have to know where your stop is. So that stop in our program is called a professional loss because it's a loss that I was willing to take anyway at before I entered the trade. So immediately this came all the way here, and this candle closed below the um the pre-market low. I exited the trade, right? I just exited the trade here. And I said, okay, you know what? I can't wait to reset, right? Once this broke and this candle, this 5 minutes candle closed below the pre-market low, I said, okay, well, this is not a good sign. So I came out, right? Because that was where my stop loss is. Okay. And then once we remounted this 50 SMA, EMA on the 5 minutes, that was a good time to enter. And I alerted it. I told members this was time to enter. I entered the trade and held. And then my ultimate stop loss was here. If price came back down here, I was willing for price to do this. If maybe price came back down and then did a double bottom, I would be happy to add to the position here if he holds, and then we are going to get a reversal to the upside, right? So this is the main trade plan for today. That was one of the main trades that we took. We also took QQQ. QQQ was another good trade. QQQ. So if you look at QQQ here, QQQ going into the day, I told members that listen, SPY gapped up a lot on Friday. So I'm not really into SPY on that day because this has more room. Because if you look at this, look at QQQ. QQQ has more room from here to, let me take off these lines. QQQ has more room, from here to here to all-time highs. So I'll focus on QQQ and not SPY because SPY is already close to all-time high. So if you look at SPY, let me just put SPY here. Go to SPY over here. So it's important to always look at the weekly time frame or the daily chart to figure out what is going there or in there, and that can help you to determine which ones to focus on, right? So if you look at this actually came all the way to all-time high and then retraced a little bit, right? And typically when we have these long days, like long green candles, the following day becomes you can get what is called a small green or small red consolidation day, right? This is regarded as an inside day candle. Inside day candle means that this candle here is like, so this today's candle is trading within inside this range, inside the range of the green candle. So it's an inside day candle. Okay. So this is why we focused on QQQ, and QQQ had a very nice setup, which was a confirmation trade. And those that were trading with me live, I alerted it and told them to take the trade. I also took it myself, right? So here I took the 570 calls. So going into the day, this was the game plan. This was the 5 EMA on the daily, and this was the 9 EMA on the daily, right? And this area here, this was our pre-market low. So the main goal was that we wanted to see how this reacts with the pre-market low before we take a trade. And at the open, we realized that if you look at this was a telling sign, right? If you look at the 5 minutes candle, the 5 minutes candle never closed below the the pre-market low, right? The 5 minutes, so this 5 minutes time frame. So all these candles here are in the 5 minutes time frame, right? None of them closed below the pre-market low, which is telling me that the buyers wanted to protect this zone. So this zone acted as our demand zone. So this was the area where we're looking to go long. So it was a chop, right? It was a chop like for how many minutes? So this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, like 25 minutes. It was chopping around and working hard to hold the 5 EMA. And in the pre-market game plan, I told members that if we're able to gap up and hold above the 5 EMA and then the 9 EMA, then this year is looking to go up and we are going to come to at least the pre-market gap, right? So there was a pre-market gap here. I said that we are going to come here at least. And what did we do? So what happened was, if you go to the 2 minutes, you see that price came and then we had this. Let me show you. So price came here, okay, came to this area, held, bounced, went up, struggled to break this 200 SMA on the 2 minutes, was trading below it, was struggling because there are two key moving averages, that daily moving average that is struggling to break, right? So when price came here, this was a confirmation, right? This is a confirmation of a reversal. This is called a double bottom. And I circled this. So this is the circle points I circled in the morning. It's still here. I've not changed it. It's the same levels, right? And these levels were marked before pre-market, yeah, before the market opened, right? This one was marked later when price came here. That was signifying the low of the day, right? But this was pre-market low. So we're checking to see how pre-market low interacts. And if we're able to get price to push above the 5 and the 9, that will give us multiple supports, right? That means that you are protected in the trade. Protected in the trade means that you are protected by multiple floors. Because if you are going long, you want very strong support, right? So you are protected in this way. You are protected by the low of the day, which is the double bottom. You are protected by the pre-market low, protected by 5 EMA, protected by 9 EMA, right? So these are break walls. So if you're able to get price to break above these things, then it tells me that this is strong. We are going to go, right? So I bought the 570 calls and held it and targeting this green line. When price came there, I trimmed my position, took some profits, and then yeah, and that was it. So the take-home message is that know how to have a trade plan and make sure you always mark the moving averages on the daily, because the moving average on the daily tell us a story, right? And they function as a support or resistance levels, right? Depending on where it's trading at. So this year worked out really nicely. So like from wherever we got into the trade over here, from here to here, this gave a 3-point move on the QQQ, which was very smooth and straightforward. But on the flip side, if you look at SPY was just trading sideways, right? It wasn't really doing much. It was trading sideways, right? It was trading sideways. So that's why it's important to understand what the daily candle is telling you. And then based on that, you can pick your right trades, right? So I hope this trade recap was helpful to you guys, and you guys took some notes and things to note for the future trading sessions, right? Yeah. So we shall see how things play out. So as we going into tomorrow, there's news that came in that President Trump fired Lisa Cook, who is part of the Fed board, uh, Federal Reserve Board. That's not a good thing, because that's like, you know, the presidency interfering with the job of the Fed, right? So we shall see how that plays out. But so far, the futures market is showing red. It's red right now. And anytime that we are here, let me see what's happening here. Let's look at this. Right. So anytime that the VIX is trading below 15, it's not a comfortable place to be. Okay. Because anytime this is trading below 15, it's not a comfortable place to be, because that means that there's a lot of complacency in the market. So anytime soon, we are going to see VIX start ticking up, right? But if you look at this, VIX has always traded here, held this place, and now we've broken below it. Okay. and that happened on Friday. So I still see VIX. We need to get VIX. If VIX goes above, gaps up above this tomorrow, we could see VIX start spiking up again. And if VIX spikes up, that's going to cause volatility and market sell-off. So let's watch this VIX closely. And yeah, it could be a good time where once it's able to gap up above this trend line, see this trend line here, this trend line is, it touches this area. So look at this. This is the July 19th, 2024 low. And then it touches this area, which is December 6th, 2024. And then over here as well, this place where we got the lows, that was uh, August 1st when we got that sell-off. And then we finally broke it, right? If VIX is able to retrace above this tomorrow, like somewhere here, let me put the level so you can put the level on your phone or on your Yahoo Finance. If VIX gaps up above 1560, right? If it gaps up above 1560, that means that creates volatility in the market. Then it has remounted this key support that was broken. That means that it's going to have some strength to push up. So let's watch out for that. You know, you can get, so at that time, that means that it's a good time to buy SPY puts, right? SPY puts and profit to the downside if the market sells off. So we shall see how things play out tomorrow. Okay. All right. So have a good night, guys. Again, if you want to trade with me live, 5 days a week, options and futures, you can go to our website. So our website is, you go to our website, tradingrich.com. You come here, you click on courses, and then you click on the live day trading. So this is where all the action happens, right? So over here, we trade 5 days a week. And I trade with members, I trade with option traders, I trade with futures traders. So everyone has something to trade on, right? And I even forgot to mention that one of our trades also triggered. That was open. Open was one of our trades for small cap traders, right? So here, this is rich day trades. You click on it, it's just 97 USD per month, and this is going to cover 20 days of trading action, right? Which is, we have 20 trading days in a month, unless there's a holiday. So you get this. So here, this is a live day trading, and you get to learn every single day that you come to the live trading sessions, right? And then we also have the yearly package, which is usually, you get, if you purchase the yearly package, you get 2 months free. So technically, you're just paying for 10 months of trading action, but you're going to get 12 months. So, and you save $194. Okay. Yeah. And here we have, if after 30 days, you are not happy, you don't make money, you think the service was not good or anything, you contact us. We are going to look into your situation and we can give you your money back, right? But you should have attended the live day trading sessions, and you should have shown proof that you've taken the trades, right? Because there are trades that we take and our win rate is really high. So it depends on what trades you took, right? As long as you can show that, hey, I took this trade, I didn't make money for 20 days, then that means that fine. Come to us, no questions asked. We are going to give you a refund. Okay. Right. So yeah, so that's about it for today. We shall see what happens tomorrow. I saw that the crypto market is also selling off. There was a dump in I think it was 500 billion sell of Bitcoin and crypto assets. So we shall see how things work out tomorrow. And I look forward to trading with the day trading room members tomorrow. Okay. Have a good night. Talk to you guys again tomorrow night in the recap. Bye bye. Bye for now.